My name is Valerie Adair. I currently reside in Pocatello, Idaho. I'm from the Navajo reservation and enrolled member of the Navajo tribe. Well, my niece Hailey Norton, who was 19 years old at the time, she was murdered in New Mexico on the Navajo reservation. She was found near Zuni, New Mexico. To this day, there's no updates from the FBI. Apparently, they've changed and changed, but the issue is there hasn't been any updates with follow-ups or anything. But when she was found, the only number that was found on her was her grandmother's number, and they found. They won't give us any details. They won't give brother any details. Chris Norton is her brother, or her father. And, they called him a week later and gave him the information in December. It was like a week before his birthday, and something like that. I'm not sure the exact dates. But to this day, there's, like I said, there's no updates from the FBI. He's tried to contact them. They won't talk to anybody but him. And we have tried, we started advocating for her by putting out, social media, somebody knows something. Unfortunately, as her aunt, I can't get any information from the FBI. But my late daughter and I founded an organization in honor of Hailey and all affected by MMIW, MMIP, IR. So they have a safe place to go to. They have a place where they can recover. And so we formed an organization, a nonprofit organization, in honor of all of these people affected and all the, missing and murdered Indigenous relatives. And what's frustrating is, my brothers tried to call. At first, they were giving him weekly updates, of what's going on in the case, which was there's no updates. They interview, but there's no, real leads. And they know who did it. They just don't have enough evidence, apparently. And as the months have gone on, they just kind of slowly, stopped calling. It turned into a monthly call. It turned into every 3-month call. Now it's just like there's just no updates. There's nobody reaching out to him. We don't even know who the FBI agent is anymore because they've transferred. So, it's just frustrating. It's as because of the color of our skin. We're on the bottom of the list. And it's just frustrating. There's no why is she not being, her murder not being investigated more and deeply, and we should have answers by now. And once this came out, I didn't realize the depth of how bad the crisis is of the missing and murdered. And that was why my late daughter and I, we thought this would be, we need to do so. We need to help do something. And that was, the thing that we could do is form a nonprofit organization that would house, our Indigenous women to try and prevent more missing and murdered. And that's our way to contribute and try and be advocates and help, And
what is the name of the organization?
It is Healing Hearts, MMIW Advocates.
Go ahead, you can continue.
It's been a long journey. We formed this organization in January of 2022 right after she passed away, after she was murdered. And then that February, we found out that my oldest daughter, my co-founder, was diagnosed with cancer. And so we had to put the organization in, stuff on hold for almost a year, to concentrate on her recovery and her treatments. And she passed away a little over a year ago, so we're just picking back up. I finally got into that. I can't stop. I can't. She worked so hard on this, and we can't. I just feel it needs to happen, especially the areas that we are in. I know it happens in different areas at a higher rate, but the area that we're in is a dominant population, and there are no indigenous resources, and except the Shoshone-Bannock reservation. But I want to be the outside where they can come to me on the outside of the reservation. So I know how tight-knit the tribes are, and it's hard to get out of that cycle of everybody knowing each other. So I want to be the outside resource for our indigenous people. Hailey was so active. She was in sports in high school. I mean, she wanted to be in the Army so she could help other people. And I mean, she was just so outgoing. She was so caring. She was so beautiful. And it just, I don't, it's just, I don't understand why there isn't justice yet. It's been over 2 years, and her case has just kind of gone dormant. It's still active, but it seems like nobody's working on it. Why? There's so many others as well. Why? We're like I said, we're the bottom of the list, and I don't understand with the crisis happening, we shouldn't be.
I wanted to ask what it was so that I can. Do you have like Facebook and stuff going on, or?
Yeah, I do have Facebook, and we do have a website,
Okay.
which is healingheartsmmiw.org. She built that website, by the way, when my daughter was like going through chemo and radiation. She was so sick, but she still did it, and I'm like, I just can't give up. I can't let it go. Yeah, she did, and I just, what, if she did this while she was sick and fighting cancer, then I'm healthy. I shouldn't stop. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a good way to honor her if you're, to continue pushing through with this and making sure it's successful.
Or just, like I said, I just picked it back up about 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that. Do I continue doing this? It's so hard because she is my co-founder, but I'm like, I can't. So I'm like that battle of, do I keep going because I can't do this by myself? But we just formed our board of directors, and we've got our bylaws, we've got our goals, mission, vision. We're 501c3 registered, and we're just like trying to figure out how we're going to get the funding and how we're going to get donations, and so we can get this going and this shelter up, and or building up, or finding a location for people to come that need help, and we can at least give them the resources while we're looking for funds to get the shelter going. And it's kind of where we're at right now.
Okay.